much. My name is Simon Ojok, Odoch. Um, I'm a specialist in soil and water conservation. I gained this knowledge from Netherlands, where I was taken by the NGO where I was working about 10 years ago. Um, we handle several issues on environmental protection. In this region, especially in Acholi sub-region, where I hail from, there has been a lot of outcry in the community that most of our land is getting degraded. Then people ask themselves, why is our land getting degraded? And yet the whole country knows that most of the land in the northern Uganda has not been tampered with. That's why they call it, this one is the green part of Uganda. So when you go down to the villages, most of these lands are idle. They have not been put to intensive use. No investors. People just use the land to grow food, crops, mostly for subsistence. Very few of them goes for commercial farming, which is very unfortunate in our livelihood and for the GDP of this country. In 2020, I was approached by a senior hydrologist called Vogare Roberts. Vogare Roberts, they were implementing a project called Eureka in the Upper Nile. So he was actually the one conducting this soil and water conservation. So we joined hands. I joined them. I'm not actually a staff of Ministry of Water, but as an expert, they have to hire my services to help in the local people. So we did a lot of activities. Like for example, when you go to Patong sub-county in Toroma, East, just near Hasia, you go to places like Omot in Lanteling, you go to area like Lawonodwe, and you go to Adilang. I move in Isoroti, I move in West Nile, and in Lango sub-region. We did a lot in making sure that our land, our fertile soil, should not get itself into the water and leaving us with the unproductive land. So what did we do? We plant, we hold a lot of sensitization to these local communities. And good enough, the leaders were also supportive. We joined hands. Like, for example, before the current chairperson of Agago District Local Government, Honorable Ojok Leonard, who is now currently the chairman of the Upper Nile catchment area, has just been elected. They have given us a lot of support. We could go talk to community, give community some little incentive, and they work for themselves. That activity was to demonstrate to the farmers that they themselves can solve their own problem without engaging other external forces. Because most of our people here, when you ask them, why are you like this? They blame all this anger, all this problem to the war. But the gun has kept silent for some time now. Why are we still poor? The issue is the mindset. We need to work on the mind of our people. We need to educate them. And here, I send my high, sincere gratitude to the government in power, the NRM. They have tried to lobby for the investors to come to our land. But unfortunately, some other local politicians, they are turning this just to benefit from the politics. Meanwhile, leaving our people in a impoverished state, which is very unfortunate. So this is the right time that we should come out boldly, mobilize all the actors, the local leaders, the traditional chief, the clan leaders, and good enough, there's already a move that how can we make our land productive? We can't just see this vast land in just producing palatable grasses, pastures, without even animal feeding on it, without us putting it under production. Then you said, I have acres of land without putting it into use. That is really very unfortunate. It's bad. Actually taking us backward. One of the economists asked that you people from northern Uganda, what is your contribution to the GDP of this country? And when such question is asked, people keep quiet. Why? Because we have failed to educate, to sensitize our people that through this land we have, we can get rich, we can get wealth, we can educate our children, we can marry quality wives, and then reduce the rate of disease spreading in this area. When you have money, you are able to take your children to any of the school in this country. And these children will be highly competitive in the job market. But you tell me a child grew up in Patong, studied primary in Patong, secondary in Patong, and then gets the job they can get is to be a primary teacher or go to this vocational school in Conakry and around here, then comes back to work here. Is that a development that we want? So back to the environmental degradation. Now that there's no alternative in life, we don't have what to feed on, people have overstepped in the environment. Most of these trees, even others, are traditional trees that our forefathers used to respect. And they would go and do their cleansing when there's no rain. They could go, they dance there, they do some cleansing. The rain comes. That one, nobody can dispute. It is theirs. But when it comes to scientific analysis, they said, no, that one doesn't make rain. But they used to believe and there would be rain. But the current effect now, all those trees have been cut down, made into charcoal, which got themselves in Kampala, others even goes across the country. So that is the now alternative source. They now call it lucrative business in this area, but not knowing the effect it will have on the land tomorrow. Two, these people here, you see most of these cabbages, other things, other the sugar cane, they come from the catchment area. Like Ulupopong here, like our Lupe here, like this one I've just mentioned, this Aloy, Lukua, the stream, like in a part of Adelang, all these are tributaries. But go there and see what is happening. People had planted rice, people had planted sugarcane, people had planted yams, name it, and other veggies. And they even make mistake, they dig across this stream. Others, they even go with a tractor during dry season. Now tell me what happened when the rain comes. And that is the results of the current flooding we are experiencing. Because water has no way, and you know with water you can't divert their route. Where the water flows to, even if you interfere with it, the water will still get its way and go there. And once it is interfered with, that is the results of the flooding. We used to have the what they call the water pathway, where they used to take these animals during communal herding. In communal herding, they have where animal passes from. It has been traditional passes of the animals inside. Do we have it now? No, they are not there. What has happened? People have turned it into their garden. People have turned it into buildings. And people have blocked it because they don't want it because of the boundaries. So now when you close the boundaries, the water cannot penetrate and get itself to the tributaries. And the result is flooding. So now the question is, why did the government design this project called Eureka? The Ministry of Environment and the Ministry of Water and Environment could explain this very well, the experts. But I tell you, they have tried their best, especially in the area I've mentioned, in the northern region here. They have been training community to dig trenches, and these trenches here we dig almost 1.2 meters and the depth of around 2.5 feet down, whereby when the water flows, it flows and slope into the trenches and it is led up to the lower base and join the tributaries to the main catchment. They have done a lot, like retention ponds, where there's too much water. You don't allow water to get lost completely. Because most of this water flows away and they leave that land bare. So the other innovative that we did is to retain water as much as possible into the soil. Just that if there's no rain tomorrow or for a week, the crops around it, this is like a basin. The crop around it can get water that can really nourish them, can feed them for some few days or few weeks. And that is enough for another rain to have come. What are we trying to do? We're trying to provide an alternative livelihood to our people so that even if there's no rain, because with this climate change, even the rain itself, it has defeated even this meteorological department. They forecast that there will be rain tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll find a lot of wind without even a cloud. That is how this level has gone because of the interferences with the nature. We have done what's called transverse drainage channel. We play around with water so that the soil, which is productive, is trapped as much as possible. We haven't provided what we call check dam. This check dam, where there's gully, you put a check dam up so that this gully is filled up with the soil, the runoff. And with the time, you find that that gully has been leveled. And that is how we were trying to make sure that this soil which was lost to the stream, it is regenerated. We even put 4 by 4 meters of the valley tank. This valley tank will help. It will help our animals get water to drink. Even our locals, they can fetch that water for domestic use. So we even wanted, if the government could come up with other ideas, that would even be the point for the irrigation. That will be the source for the irrigation. So that farmers can get water, irrigate their land, and they get a return out of the little that they might have planted in that soil. So all this needs our innermost sacrifice for our people to grow and develop. Aware that leading people who are poor, who are hungry, is not easy. That's why there are a lot of riots, a lot of complaint on the government. The government is not providing enough. Government does not. But you go to area where people are productive. Everybody minds business. At this time, you can't get anybody drinking. But you go to our community at the time. Young people who are supposed to be at school, who are supposed to be in their garden, they are loitering in town. They are drinking. And when they see you like somebody who has money, you see them, help us, give us something. We are become beggar instead of people begging us. So I really send my sincere request to our local leaders. Let us not get tired of training our people, of sensitizing our people. The facilitation may not be there for you to reach everywhere. But let us start. Let us start from somewhere. Those who have ears will listen. Those who will hear but will not put into practice, yes, there's what we call natural selection. If you fail to meet the nature's demand, you're weeded off. And then people who are able to listen to the nature, the call of nature, they continue. That's why not everybody is rich. So now the charcoal trading has been banned by the government. Farming in wetland has also been banned by the government. That's why they have put a buffer zone that here, don't do any cultivation here. If you want to do it, seek permission from the experts, especially the local authority, and do it in a sustainable manner whereby it will not interfere by the normal run of the water. What else have the government done? Look here. There's a lot of tree planting activities that they have brought. Now government wants the northern region alone to plant up to 2 point something million trees. But are people taking charge of this? There are people who have come for what they call the greening program, making the northern Uganda green again. Somebody made it, they call it mega. Let's make Acholi green as it was before. What did we do? We tried macadamia here. Other people were saying macadamia doesn't do well. But you can bear me witness. You see the macadamia there? It is taller than me. And by next year, it will start flowering. What is that? Our people are very lazy. They want ready-made things. They don't want to toil and look for this. We told them it's not easy to raise this macadamia. Give it your own very best. But how many people have succeeded? You hear a lot of story here and there. Just because we are not really productive and we don't concentrate. As avocado, they are everywhere here. But you go to other people's farm, they are not there. Go to people's home. What do you want the government to do for us? Government to come in our own homestead and develop for us, plant for us the trees? Now, under UN convention, they said when you plant, especially the fruit trees, they will enroll you in a group of minimum of 6 and maximum of 30. They will enroll you, they train you, and you are provided with seedlings. What are these seedlings? They said fruit trees. We have the avocado, we have we have avocado, we have this jackfruit, we have things like guavas, a lot. These fruit trees that take over 30 years, they have a long life span. And that one there, they will be paying you once it has acclimatized and they have confirmed that it has acclimatized itself to the environment, to the ground. They will start paying you monthly. This is a free money. What do our people want? Just a matter of, you see, work hard today and tomorrow you sit and eat as what? As the chief. That is what other people do. So I still call upon our people that let us not be short-sighted. Trees take a lot of time. There was some time I was amazed. They asked me that, how long does this tree take to mature or to start fruiting? We told him this one takes 4 years. But for the timbers, the white ticks, takes like 14 years. Then Mzee said, will I still be there? Who will benefit when I'm there, when I'm gone? Ask yourself, even these mango trees, I found it here. If the Mzee said, these mango trees, I will leave it, they could have not planted. So let us plan for the next generation without jealous. Then this country will grow. If we don't, the issue of land wrangling, because people now want free things. You know, when you sell land, you get money, and this money, what do they do with? Drinking, eating well, having more wives, and at the end, what is it? Get drunk, and sometimes they die. Drunkenness. No productivity at all. People have moved. Chief Justice tried, is still continuing. The Republic of Uganda is still continuing. But there are very few people who takes allegiance, who take time to really synchronize what this Mzee is talking about. For him, he's okay. He's okay, but he's offering his time. He's offering his resources just to make also the region at least be at some level. Not every year the UBOS brings their finding that Acholi are the poorest. We are the least in education. Everything we are the least. And yet, some time back, they actually used to be on the map. We were the food basket of the country. But where has that one gone? Where? One, we are very jealous. The leaders who are there, they are not for the community. They want to see who is there, my relative. Who is there, my friend? Who is there, somebody who supported me? Who is there, my agent? But not looking at the broader picture
of the society. And if these leaders does not change their mind and people doesn't change the way they rate the leaders and elect them, we shall still continue in this impoverished stage. We will not change. Once somebody said, I like, I read a lot. This Martin Luther King Jr., he said, what kind of leaders do we want? We don't need leaders who are in love of money, but we need a leader who is in love of justice, but not a leader who like publicity. I'm here, everything publicity. But a leader who think about humanity, think about tomorrow. We don't need the leader that tomorrow they will say, hey, he's there. But we need a leader who is devoted, who can sacrifice for his people. Then the agenda of this climate change would not be an issue. Because all of us would work for it. Not all the time. You come when there's the time almost nearing for voting, then you start moving everywhere, splashing money here and there. And you don't even know where that money, what that money does. So it is a long story. Our history, if we are to tell, we are to analyze, we are to narrate, it will take us the whole week. You will talk, sleep, wake up, talk again until you run out of words. You will never finish issues we have in Acholi. It is a transgenerational problem. It's very sad. The government have tried. I don't know which government they are waiting for so that they listen. Because what has this government not done? What have they not done? They have tried with the Etendekwa, it has failed. They brought in what they called PRDP, they failed. They brought in what they call NADS, they failed. And now, PDM has come in. You have had a lot of stories. People receive money today, tomorrow go for burial. They have drunk to death. Others have broken their legs. The money they receive is used to treat themselves. But go to other regions. People are giving us testimonies. We have bought their chicken, these broilers. They are everywhere. They are selling eggs. They have piglets, pigs, piggery unit. There are others with goats. Others are planted like matoke. Like here, see my matoke here. People say, this area is not fit for matoke, but see what I reap from here. A lot. So the whole of the thing is putting theory into practice. Then we'll get out of this poverty. Not all the time blame game, blame game, blame game. For how long? For how long? People get fed up of us. And we have made our leaders now even to fear coming home. Because this time they are home, people run. What do they run for? Not for advice, but for material gain. Give me this, give me this, give me this. As if they don't have these two harms. All these people have sacrificed to be where they are. It is not a miracle. You have to work for it. There's nothing that you will get in this world when you don't sweat for it. Even heating alone, you have to apply some energy. Now move across here. Look at the people, look at the children under 5 years old. They are all malnourished. Why? People take time. The parents take time, they drink. Nobody cares about the young one at all. People live, there are a lot of dropouts. Because from 0 to 10 years, that is the development age, cognitive development. But you don't feed a child very well, you spoil them. Because our children, children, people always blame, I don't know children in town, they sit for the exam and all this. Not knowing that there are a lot of factors that contribute to the high level performance. Somebody eats once in a day, compared to somebody who eats 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch, and sometimes dinner, then they go for supper. And they sleep very well with minimal gender-based violence, minimal conflict. Then how? How can the society grow? Where you move, blame game. Where you move, issues of poverty. So it is a long story, but I want to cut this one short by so saying that where we have reached, it now needs prayer and dedication by our few innovative leaders. If we don't wake up as local people of northern region, of Acholi sub-region, then we will still be number one in poverty. And we are not about to get out of that. Because people are also fighting for their region to be steady. We don't fight to be the last all the time. It makes even now people ashamed. Because you go out there and said, even you people, you are always the last. You come to education sector, you don't surface anywhere. Food security, nothing. Poverty, yes. Poverty, you are number one. So we are number one in negative perspective all the time. So I request that through humble appeal and intercession, let us intercede that Jesus should really have mercy on us as the Acholi in the northern region of this country. That one day, with hard work, sacrifices, and mindset, we shall get out of this situation. I thank you very much.